to the Prosperous Feminine podcast. I'm Julie Steelman, and today we are talking about the six-figure shift. I'm actually really excited about this because I want to address what's really keeping you from consistent $10,000 months. And chances are you've been working in your coaching business, putting in all the effort, showing up, and yet the six figures feels like it's just out of reach. And maybe you've had some great months. $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 a month here or there, but nothing feels consistent. I hear you. I see this in the 17 years I've been working with women coaches. I see it all the time, every day. It's a lot of what people come to me for. And that's frustrating, right? Because you know your work is powerful, and I know your work is powerful. And you know you're meant to be making great money, making a huge difference. So what's the missing link, right? And today I'm going to break down the exact shifts that I've seen my women make inside of mentorship that has had them go from inconsistent income to bringing in $10, $15, and $20,000 months on repeat. And this is the six-figure shift, which is the difference between hoping for success and actually knowing exactly how to create it. So let's ask the big questions. Why does six figures feel hard to reach? And if you're struggling to make that happen, it's not because you're not talented enough. It's not because you don't have something incredibly valuable to offer. It's because there are three specific things that keep women coaches under 100K. And I see it all the time. It was just a few years ago that American Express put out a statistic that 82% of women entrepreneurs and coaches make less than six figures, right? And only 2% make over seven figures. So there's a problem here, right? And it's not just you. It's 82% of women who are coaches, right? And to me, that's an offer, a marketing, and a sales problem all mixed together. And some of you are really good at some of it and not so good at other parts of it. So let's break that down, right? Here's what might be happening, okay? So your offer and pricing might not be built for six figures. If your pricing and offer structure require you to sell a ton of clients just to hit your goals, you're making it harder than it needs to be. Because I guarantee you, as a woman over 50, you've earned the right to charge premium prices, okay? You have, because you've built everything, your life experience and all your studying to get you to this moment. Don't undervalue yourself. The second thing is your marketing feels unclear or generic or confusing or just not strong, not confident, right? And I've been there. We've all been there. And it's a thing you constantly work on. And so you might be talking about your work in a way that sounds good, or you're trying to edit to appeal to what you think they're thinking, but it isn't actually compelling enough for premium clients to say yes. You got to attract the right people who are ready for, want, and have the bandwidth and the wherewithal to be able to say yes to an investment. The third thing is that you're treating your business like a hobby and you're not being a CEO. That can be a lot of things. A lot of times our inner child can really hijack the CEO because there's a little bit more masculine energy in that, right? And you want to remain feminine and you don't want to offend anybody, but you're trying to run a business. And if you want to get to six figures, you got to stand a little taller in it, right? And so if you're consistently switching strategies, making up strategies to avoid selling, which is things I see women do that is really holding them back, or waiting for clients to find you, you're actually not running a business. You're actually hiding behind one, right? And that you're hoping that one magically appears. One of my favorite spiritual sayings is spirit or the universe or God or goddess, whatever you relate to, or if you relate to any of it, meets us at the point of action. So as spiritual feminine women, a lot of times I see women get really stuck in what they call manifesting clients or manifesting a business. And manifesting is a part of it, but it's not the whole of it. Getting into action is when you really show your commitment to fulfilling on your vision and your intention. That's where the rubber meets the road. And you can't just sit around and and meditate, as much as we love those things. And I am not slamming them. I do it all every day. You have to actually follow your guidance and run a business. You have to actually be out in the world and be messaging. You have to market yourself. Listen, I can knock down and slay any sales conversation. I did it in corporate for 30 years. I've been doing it for 17 years as an entrepreneur. When it comes to marketing, I get a little wonky. I get a little wonky too, but I remember the end game. The end game is to serve. And marketing is what gets me into the conversations that matter, right? Okay. So let's talk about the six-figure shift. These are the three changes that make all the difference. How are we going to break you out of this cycle? What is it that actually moves you into consistent six-figure months? It comes down to three key shifts. Each one completely changes the way you show up and how money flows into your business. You got to shift your offer and your pricing for six-figure success. Okay. Your pricing and business model need to support six-figure income without requiring you to work 24/7 or sign 100 plus clients a year. I just recently hit a little bit of a roadblock, and I was talking to one of my mentors, and he said, Julie, if you don't put this one thing into the qualification, you're going to hate your life. And that's totally where I was at. I'm like, I'm going to hate my life. I don't want to hate my life. I'm in an incredible relationship and I want to spend time with him. I travel. I have wildlife photography. I have my friends, and I want a business that's satisfying, but is also soul fulfilling, right? And I need this work. I want to do this. I can't leave this left undone. It's a self-actualization need to be in business, but I am unwilling, right, to hate my life. That's not what we want. So if your goal is $10,000 a month, you either need fewer clients at a higher price point or a structured offer that brings in repeat revenue, like group programs, premium memberships, right? And to really dial those in and get it right. And if you need mentorship, book a call with me, download the 6 essentials for a six-figure business and see where the gaps are. And let's talk about it. Let's get you over this hump. You can actually get there faster than you think. Okay. And if you're charging $1,000 for 3 months of coaching, you'd need 10 plus new clients every month to make real money. That's not sustainable. It's actually not sustainable. And I think we get sold on these ideas of big funnel, big clients, and people doing multiple millions. They have teams of 35 people. Do you want to manage a team of 35 people? I don't. I've already done that. I've already done all that in my corporate career, right? But at the end of the day, the pool of potential clients is probably somewhere around anywhere from 300,000 to 1 million people. Now, you can't serve that. Not right now, not in this iteration. But what if you served 20 to 50 of them? It doesn't make it seem so hard, right? But you only want 20 or 50 that see the value of what you offer and are willing to pay you for it. My sweetheart, you need to be charging premium prices. You can't get to six figures that way. You have to charge premium prices. So here's the six-figure shift. Raise your rates, restructure your offer for scalability, meaning that it's repeatable and that you can get multiple clients into the same thing. Because my love, please stop reinventing and please stop niche shifting. If you shift your niche every 2 years, I caught myself doing it like 3 months ago. I was like, oh, I really want to just talk about money. I don't want to talk about business. And it was like, it would require me to shift everything I've worked so hard on for the last 2 years. It was almost ready to sabotage the momentum that I've got. Don't do that. Okay. Don't do that till you already got all the money in the bank and then you can afford to do that. Don't do it before you can afford to do it. Okay. So this six-figure shift, raise your rates, restructure your offer for scalability, and start charging according to the value that you provide. How much is it worth someone to change their love life? How much is it worth someone to get their health back? How much is it worth someone to have a six-figure business and they didn't know how to get there and they were berating themselves over it? Would that be worth $10,000? Imagine you charge $10,000 for your thing and you got one new client a month. Does that sound so hard and overwhelming? Probably not, right? You'd be there. That'd be your $10,000 a month. It's actually a pretty simple business model. Why not go for it? Okay. The second six-figure shift, your messaging has to speak to premium clients. Because if your marketing isn't pulling in ready to buy clients, the issue isn't the meta algorithm or the market, it's that your messaging isn't clear enough. I was recently marketing something and I pulled all the ads down. The ads weren't working. The message wasn't clear enough. I have to go back to the drawing board. Okay. It's just refinement. And then you hit your sweet spot and you hit your stride and then it all starts working. Okay. It does, I promise. And part of the messaging problem for coaches is saying things like, I help women feel empowered. I love that. And yes, you do. Or I help people step into their highest potential. And yes, you do. But in this world where we're at right now with the economic stress, the global uncertainty, just utter heartbreak, right? We can't be vague or mushy. We have to be clear and tangible. Premium clients don't want to buy vague transformation. They buy specific results and they know it's a journey to get there. You want someone who knows it's a journey to get there, right? And so here's the big six-figure shift around this. Get laser clear on your message. Answer, what exactly is the result people get for working with you? Why should they choose you over someone else? And how does your offer solve their biggest struggle right now? Answer those questions. It's going to change your game. It's also going to have a big effect on you because of the marketing resistance and the, oh, I don't want to, and all of that is really going to shift when you answer these things because you're going to be excited to tell people about it. How about that? Wouldn't that be fun? Right. And that leads me right into the third thing was you got to shift from hope marketing to a streamlined, simple sales system. Okay. So a lot of coaches that think that posting content and being visible is the same as having a real sales strategy. It's not. They just scroll right on by. You need a process for taking someone from I just found you to where I'm in, where do I pay? Right? So this six-figure shift here is to build a repeatable, simple sales system that ensures you're consistently bringing in new leads and that you're repeating what works and you're nurturing them through email, through content, through events, right? And you're making offers and leading sales conversations confidently. Selling isn't about chasing. It's about creating demand so that premium clients come to you. So as we wrap up, I want to talk about why these shifts work and why they're so simple and they work. Now you're going to start to charge appropriately so fewer clients equals more revenue and less stress. Your messaging attracts ideal clients ready to buy, ready to pay, ready to do the work. Those three things almost have to be there, right? And you don't have to be any convincing anymore or chasing anymore because that energy we burn out really, really fast is the I can't get through. And then what's going to happen is you're going to blame yourself. And I don't want you to stay stuck there anymore. You really got to get the right messaging. And we've given you some tips here for you to be able to do that. You have a sales system. So don't feel like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall. What's that process? From your organic content, maybe you're running Facebook ads, maybe not, your YouTube, your podcast, whatever it is that's out in the world, how is that bringing you the right clients? Are you speaking to exactly what their needs are and what they're experiencing right now, right? And then how are you inviting them into your world? How are you inviting them to get more help? There's layers of depth. So you might be listening to this. I might invite you, which I will below as a link, to download a copy of the 6 Essentials for a Six-Figure Business. So it's a quick checklist so you can see what you're missing and what you're doing really, really well. That's going to be an eye opener. You want to go deeper? Book a discovery session with me, book a call with me. It's an income accelerator call. And let me walk through that checklist with you and show you where your biggest opportunity for revenue is, right? And then we might talk about you joining one of my group programs or hiring me. But you see how there's like a simple process there. I want you to have that because it's not about working harder. It's about keeping your freedom and your sanity. And it's about structuring your business the right way so the success becomes inevitable. And it does take time. But I promise you this, when you get your messaging down, people that have been around you waiting for you to say what you're going to say now, because people can't always name their problem, they're going to hire you. And I guarantee most of you in this listening to this have not fully taken advantage of your network and the people around you who actually would really love to work with you. They just don't know what you offer or how to work with you. I've had 2 years of unintentionally advertising my network. They were all just waiting for me to say it. And when I said it and got my messaging in, I've had 2 clients hire me just from one podcast episode, one podcast episode, because they're like, you speak to women over 50, no one else does. You get me, you're my person. How much? Seriously, in 30 minutes, made over $20,000 from 2 people hiring me off of podcasts. You can too. That's what we want. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not in this to be a stress mess. I'm in this to live my life. I'm in this to add more money to my freedom future. And I'm in this to serve. So we're going to wrap up. And here's what I want you to take away from today. If you're stuck in inconsistent income, it's not a talent issue. It's a structure issue. And you don't need to be doing more. You need to be doing the right things, right? If you're interested in mentorship, come talk to me. I've been doing this for 17 years with entrepreneurs. I was very successful in corporate America for 30 years before that, right? And mentorship is how you start to do the right things that make the difference, that make you the money. And when you make the 6-figure shift, consistent $10,000 months become normal. It's not a fluke. So I'd love to hear from you. What's shifting for you? What opened up for you? What are you seeing that's an opportunity for you right now? Because I'm here to inspire you, to help you, to support you. And message me. Let's talk about what's holding you back from 6-figure consistency. I'm Julie Steelman. Until next time, you know how to stay fiercely feminine.